Welcome to Infinity Capital, everyone. Today we are going to analyze the banks and Nifty Bank. So I did a video some time back explaining, why there is a rally due in the Nifty Bank and banking stocks, mostly the private banks, right? And when I made the video, banks were, I think I made the video in June somewhere, and banks were trading around these levels, post which there was some sort of mild correction, and then now the banks are making a comeback, right? So my theory is still intact. Why I'm looking at investing in banks, and why there could be a rally in some of the private banks. So I'll just explain it to you technically, as well as what sort of numbers I'm looking at. So let's just go to the numbers. So this is the consolidated number for Axis Bank, and if you look at the GNPA is relatively lesser as compared to last year, right? Much lesser as compared to 17, 18, 19. 18, 19 was a difficult year for banking NBFCs as well. And, so the numbers have become pretty much better. Their net interest margin has also become better. So net interest margin is back to the levels of 14, 15, between 14 and 17. Return on assets is also much better, right? And the return on equity is also much better. So overall the numbers look like they are becoming better, and we are going to look at other companies also. So let's look at the number of ICICI Bank as well. So if you look at the financials of ICICI Bank, so we are looking at these numbers on Tijori. It's a fantastic resource, guys. So you can come and check all these numbers over here. I do a lot of my analysis on Tijori. So the GNPA of ICICI Bank is showing 7.5%, but I think there is something missing here in terms of the numbers. It could be wrong. Overall, if we look at the net interest margin, the net interest margin is much better. It's higher than last year, much higher than 2017, 18, 19. Return on equity has become better as well. Let's look at Kotak Bank. So Kotak Mahindra Bank, so another private bank, very good promoters and trustworthy promoters. So banking is all about how trustworthy the promoters are, how they manage the business, how they manage the risk. So the GNPA for Kotak has increased. Another reason why Kotak stock is one of the laggards out of all the other stocks, price wise. Net interest margin has become better, so that is pretty good. Return on assets has also become better, and the return of assets is back to pre-COVID levels. ROE is around 13%. So overall it looks pretty good. The last bank that we are going to look at is HDFC Bank. These are the only 4 banks that I'm going to analyze today. The only 4 banks that I like, in terms of taking a trade. So just giving you a quick look on the consolidated. So consolidated GNPA of HDFC Bank is a bit higher than last year. Right, so it ballooned in 18-19, and it is bit higher overall, but not much. So it doesn't look that bad. Overall net interest margin is pretty much the same. However, it can be much better. So they've had this 4% net interest margin. So they're pretty close to that. ROE is 16. So overall, these numbers are pretty good considering we've had a lot of issues, and anytime you have a recession or an economic downturn, guys, banks are the ones that get hammered the most. Now, why do we want to see a rally in banks. Couple of things, guys. NBFC and banks make around 30-35% of the total stocks in Nifty. And considering the fact that Nifty is making new highs continuously and Bank Nifty has not participated in it, is another reason, gives us another reason that Bank Nifty should participate in this, or Bank Nifty or banking financial stocks should participate in this. So if we look at Bajaj Finance, is also continuously making new highs, so it is tracking similar to Nifty. But private banks, that thing has not happened, and that is the reason why I believe that the next rally in Nifty will be primarily be led by Bank Nifty. So let's analyze Bank Nifty. It's above the 50-day moving average. 200-day moving average is trending upwards. From a technical perspective, it looks good. Yes, there was a breakdown over here. So when I made the video, Bank Nifty was trading somewhere around these levels, and then it broke down. So there was a breakdown of 5% or so. But if you see that this breakdown was recovered very quickly. So this breakdown was recovered very quickly, and now Bank Nifty is trying to go up. So that is a good sign, right? This is the area where Bank Nifty was trading for a while. Okay. So once we start trading above these levels, we can expect higher prices in Bank Nifty. Now I don't trade Bank Nifty, so I'm not making a call on taking a trade on Bank Nifty. But why I'm analyzing Bank Nifty is because the private banks are a major contributor to the Bank Nifty. So what sort of trade am I looking at? So I am already invested in Axis, ICICI, HDFC and Kotak. So Axis, my buy price is somewhere around 750 levels or so. And if you see again, Axis broke down and then it make a quick comeback. When we look at the weekly chart also, it broke down, but then it has made a quick comeback. It recovered pretty quickly, and now it is trying to go up, right? So so we are looking at very low volumes. If you see, the volumes have really gone down, which means supply is not coming into the market. Very high chance that Axis can start breaking out from here, and we will see very quick rise in prices. So I'm going to show you something interesting, guys. If you see this, look at this price movement. So from 31st August, Axis started falling. So let me show you Bank Nifty and how things happened with Bank Nifty. So if you look at Bank Nifty went down. Bank Nifty basically corrected by around 19-20% in August, between August and September last year, right? And if we look at what was Nifty doing, so we can do a comparison chart, and if we look at that, Nifty was also going down, right? So while Nifty was correcting, Bank Nifty corrected more as compared to Nifty. So this is something that was happening, and it happened with all banks, right? But look what a beautiful comeback it made, and then it went on to stage a 80% rally. So Bank Nifty staged the 80% rally. So in the short term, it may have looked like Bank Nifty is correcting and there is no trade, but it just recovered very quickly, and then it went on to stage a very strong rally. So similar thing happened in Axis Bank also. So if we look at Axis Bank also corrected between August and September, and then it came back pretty strong, went up by 80-90%, right? So okay, you can't make a 90% gain out of this. I was trading Axis Bank over here, so but you can make at least 30-40%, 40% in a large cap is pretty good, and considering the fact that banks have not rallied, there is a very high chance that banks can start rallying from here. HDFC Bank, similar case. If you look at HDFC Bank, it broke down pretty hard, but then it has recovered all its losses, right? and then now it is trying to move up. If we look at the weekly chart of HDFC, pretty much the same thing, just like Axis Bank. And when we look at the breakdown, so between August and September, HDFC Bank also broke down, right? So it went down by some around 10% or so, and post that it staged the rally of 30-35%. Similar thing happened in ICICI Bank between August and September. ICICI Bank corrected by around 20%. Post that it went up by 40-50%. And Kotak Bank, similar thing. Kotak Bank corrected much more than all the other banks. It went down by 17-18%, and then it rallied only 30%. So Kotak Bank, because of the numbers, because of the higher GNPAs, it has not rallied as much as ICICI, HDFC or Axis Bank. So the bull case, according to me, is still intact in all of these banks. I am more keen on ICICI because ICICI has already started breaking out. The numbers came in at a higher clip and it is already breaking out. So ICICI Bank will lead the rally, and then all the other banks will follow. So I'm extremely bullish on Axis, starting with ICICI, then Axis, then HDFC Bank and Kotak Bank in the end. So I've bought all of these stocks, and I'm looking at least a 20-25% rally. If Nifty has to move up from here, banks ideally should rally, because everybody has participated except banks and FMCG. So in my opinion, we should see a 20-25% rally in banks from here on. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.